Hello, my luxurious woman. Welcome or welcome back. Today we are talking about everything the luxurious woman must know about networking in elevated circles. Networking in elevated circles is about placing your elevated self in environments that match your destiny. I don't want you to think about it as forcing connections because it's much bigger than that. Keep in mind that when you are entering these spaces, you aren't just there to meet people and leave. You are there to be remembered, to be referred, and to be invited to other spaces. Networking is an art. It's an art of being aligned, intentional, and unforgettable everywhere you go. As an extension to our personal branding series, I was asked by one of our beautiful subscribers to go into more details on networking in elevated circles. And of course, I got you. We will be covering why networking in elevated circles matter, how to position yourself, what to do, what not to do, examples that help you embody the feeling and relevance of being in these spaces, and how to leave your mark and incorporate personal branding in real life networking scenarios. This will be lengthy, so I will likely break this into parts because I want you all to digest each of the sections and really be able to implement and put these into action. No need to take notes because, as always, I will include summary notes, action steps, and homework at the end of the video for you to screenshot. Now let's get into it. Section 1. The why. So I have a couple of reasons for why the luxurious elevated woman must network in elevated circles. Reason number 1, because access changes everything. Proximity to excellence upgrades your mindset, your confidence, your money, and your lifestyle. When you consistently enter rooms where your standards are high, your life automatically begins to rise to meet that standard without you forcing anything. The behaviors and standards in those rooms, in those spaces, begin to transmute to you and rub off on you. Let me give you some examples for you to picture of how access can change things for you. Example number 1, let's say you get invited to a brunch. Maybe you met a new acquaintance at that new private gym you started going to, or maybe you purchased tickets to a brunch curated for women who are really serious about building and maintaining wealth. You walk into this brunch at a rooftop restaurant. While you're there, enjoying the food, admiring the skyline, the women there are just casually talking about their 20K investment portfolios, their upcoming trip to the Maldives, Nigeria, or Portugal, their therapist they have as a non-negotiable in their life that has really elevated their emotional wellness, and discussing the books that have really shifted their self-worth. Just listening in on these discussions recalibrates your mind. All of a sudden, leveling up is not something you're just hoping for, thinking about, or seems unattainable. It becomes the new normal. You're surrounded by women who are just living an elevated life. It's not something you're reading about or imagining it. It's something that has now become real and tangible for you. Another example of how access changes everything, and this is like a I didn't know it was possible moment. So imagine sitting in a small circle at a luxury retreat. Someone shares how she negotiated a $40,000 salary raise simply because she decided to ask for what she was worth. Another woman mentions how she hasn't paid for her travels in over 3 years because her partnerships cover her flights. You are inspired, and beyond inspired, you become activated. Your standards are shifted instantly, and you walk away telling yourself that this is the last day that you accept less and that you get to have whatever it is that you've been wanting. You tell yourself, I deserve it. I get to have it. Okay, and here's one more example or scenario of how access changes everything. This type of example is what I call the everyday life reframe. This is a moment where you start to reframe those little things you do every day just by being a part of certain conversations. So in this example, let's say you decided to attend a neighborhood women's meetup at this beautiful cafe. Everyone is talking about meal prepping with fresh herbs, treating walking every day as a part of their hygiene, a non-negotiable, staying consistent with their morning rituals, building a wardrobe they're excited about every time they open their closet, weekly facials and body care routines, and how they are big on delegating household tasks. Even if no one there is rolling in crazy amounts of cash, the energy is elevated, which is also luxurious. You go home realizing you've been living on autopilot and that you deserve more softness, more beauty, more ease. Now on to reason 2 for why you must network in elevated circles. Because high-level rooms stretch you. You cannot shrink in elevated rooms. They require you to speak clearly, Stand tall, embody confidence, and take up space without rushing, apologizing, or over explaining. And that's exactly what a luxurious woman needs. So let me give you some examples to help you see why these rooms stretch you. Example one, let's say you get invited to an evening gala. It's beautiful, candles everywhere, you have your soft music, gorgeous dresses on women who clearly take care of their bodies, and culture conversations. A woman turns to you. You spark up conversation and she asks you a question that might catch you off guard until you've been in these type of rooms more often. She says something like, "Tell me what excites you right now," in the midst of your conversation. The old you wouldn't be used to questions like that. You'd feel weird or not know what to say. But now you don't hide or shrink. You know ahead of time that you have to rise to the level of the room, and you respond with poise. You say something like, "Well, I've been refining the next version of myself, emotionally, financially, and stylistically. It's been a beautiful journey so far, and I love being a forever student of myself." She smiles at you. You want to know why? That's because that answer came from a confident woman. And let me tell you, a confident woman loves confident women. You were forced to stretch in that moment, and you see that these conversations get easier and easier. Another example, imagine you're in a room with leaders who value clear communication. Everyone speaks with intention. There's no rambling, there's no fillers, and when it's your turn to speak, you feel the standard rise inside of you. You sit up straighter. That poise is on point. Your voice becomes steady and your ideas land. And even if you haven't perfected your speech yet, you go home with the goals to do what it takes to get better at it. You sign up for a class. You watch a few videos on improving your speech. This is how elevated rooms sharpen you. I'll give you one more example. You're invited to a sophisticated dinner party. Imagine it. Low lighting, curated playlists, fresh flowers, handmade pasta being rolled in the kitchen. The women there are discussing emotional intelligence, creating generational peace, and cultivating slow, intentional living. You listen intently. You contribute to the conversation. When you speak, the room gets quiet. They listen. You are stretched because not only do you feel motivated to live more intently, you begin to realize that you can take up space. You just have to be present in these spaces as well as present in the moment. Now, reason number 3 for why you must network in elevated circles. These elevated circles expand your opportunities. A single introduction could change your career, land a partnership, unlock opportunities, elevate your wealth, refine your lifestyle, or align you with someone who shifts your entire trajectory. In elevated circles, your name starts circulating in rooms you haven't even walked into yet. Here are some examples to help you see how these circles can expand your opportunities. Example 1, the casual introduction that changes everything. You're at a wellness event. You're sipping your infused water. You have your cute outfit on. You're standing near a woman talking about her work. Someone you've met at one of the prior events points to you and says, "You two should know each other." That one introduction then turns into a new job offer, a real estate connection, an invitation to a private women's circle, or a co-host opportunity for an event. You just never know. Opportunities travel through people more than they do through applications. Get into the rooms to expand your opportunities, ladies. Example number 2, the unplanned recommendation. A woman you've met at a panel discussion mentions your name when a high-level client asks, "Do you know anybody who does X, Y, and Z?" Before you know it, you're being emailed. "Hi, I'm reaching out to you because I was told you're the best at X, Y, and Z, and I would like to hire you." You didn't pitch, you didn't chase, you were simply memorable, and an opportunity found you. Example number 3, this is the lifestyle elevation connection. You meet a woman who knows an incredible tailor, goes to a peaceful upscale spa you didn't even know existed, takes private Pilates classes with an instructor who teaches celebrities, introduces you to her furrier, and you learn all about fur typing, storing your furs, exotic furs, and the whole world of furs. And she works with the accountant who specializes in women building wealth. She shares her recommendations and brings you along to her spa and Pilates visits. This one relationship upgrades your actual life and lifestyle, not just your career. And that's what I mean by focusing on a holistic viewpoint of luxuriating your life. We want to elevate in every facet, and this is one of the ways this happens. Now, one more example before we move to the next section. This is what I call the unexpected blessing. You became friends with a woman at a book club. Months later, she messages you, "Hey, I thought of you. Come with me to this private invite-only event." You go with her, and just being in that room shifts your confidence, your exposure, and your access. I hope these help you see ways elevated circles expand your opportunities. And now we're moving on to section 2. This covers the mindset, who you must become to network in elevated spaces and at a more luxurious level. Now take notes. You need 2 mindset shifts. One, to walk into every single room as the highest version of yourself. And 2, to release the "I don't belong here" energy. Let's dig into mindset shift 1 first. Walk in as the highest, most well-exposed version of yourself. As you step into any room, the room needs to feel your confident presence, ladies. This is the mindset shift. You will always walk into any room as the highest, most well-exposed version of yourself. That version of you stands tall, she's worked on her posture, and speaks clearly. She dresses like she studies herself. She believes she belongs in every space where abundance lives. Because networking is also about who remembers you and why. Give them something to remember with your confident presence. Networking at a luxurious level begins long before you enter the room. It begins with your identity, your energetic presence, and your self-concept. The luxurious woman is fully embodied. That is why I go into so much detail in every video, focusing on mindset shifts, rituals, boundaries, etc., because I don't want you performing. I want you embodying the luxurious, elevated version of you. When you embody it, it oozes out of you. There is no mask that slips off because it is you, and being elevated becomes natural to you. Now, 2 things I want you to do to make sure you always walk in as the most highest version of yourself. 1, say this before you go in. I walk in as the woman who belongs everywhere luxury is present. And 2, I want you to then ask yourself, how would the most elevated, well-exposed version of me carry herself today? How would she walk? How would she hold her hands? What conversations would she entertain? What would she be unavailable for? What would her face say before she even speaks? Now, here are some examples to get your mind going. Example 1, your signature woman entrance. You enter a networking event wearing your signature scent. Your lipstick is your trademark. Your earrings sparkle under the lighting, and that's what you're known for. Your bag is unique and gorgeous, and your posture is lifted. Your pose and your walk is something to be studied. When you glide in, the energy shifts. It's because you are intentional. You look like a woman who has curated a signature life, even if no one knows the details just yet. Another example, you are the elevated professional in the room. You're at a corporate roundtable. Most people slam their laptops down, yank it open, and start typing. But you place your notebook down gently, uncap a pretty pen, and sit with poise. While others are rushing, you move like time expands for you. Your composure becomes your advantage. You stand out, and before you know it, you're making connections with other higher ups. Here's another example. You're at your child's school fundraiser, an elevated circle in its own right, especially in the right school districts. While other parents are scrambling, you float in with a soft smile, a cohesive outfit, and a calm, welcoming presence. People naturally gravitate towards you, asking your name, initiating conversation, just wanting to connect. Your energy does the networking before your words do. Some of the best connections I have made were through connecting with other parents at schools and community sports, believe it or not. All right, one more example before we move into mindset number 2. You're at a garden charity luncheon. Your movements are feminine and effortless. You've been studying etiquette and the art of communication, and now is your chance to put that practice into play. You take your seat, you place your napkin delicately, and you converse with ease. Your energy literally screams, "I belong in beautiful places," and everyone in the room responds to you accordingly. Now on to mindset shift number 2. This is what I mentioned earlier when I said release the "I don't belong here" energy. Let me remind you, luxury and insecurity cannot coexist. A luxurious woman is a woman rooted in herself. You cannot walk into rooms while carrying the frequency of, "I hope they like me. I'm intimidated. I'm not successful enough yet. Everyone here is better than me." You cannot carry that. That energy makes your presence shrink. And shrinking is unacceptable here on this channel and in this community. And it is unacceptable in elevated circles. Before stepping into the room, place your hand on your chest, inhale deeply, and affirm yourself. Say something like, "I am a match for every room where abundance, opportunity, and elevation exist." We all need that reminder from time to time. Now, here are 2 ways to ensure that you are releasing that "I don't belong here" energy. 1, you need to rewrite your internal script. Instead of thinking, "I hope they don't notice that I'm new here," you shift it to, "They are blessed to experience me today." Not in a cocky way, but in the knowing that your presence adds quality and value to every room. You can also tell yourself something like, "I'm stepping into new rooms this year and I'm excited to be here." Number 2, I want you to have a pre-game ritual. Before attending any of these events, you run a hot shower or warm bath infused with jasmine, eucalyptus, or sandalwood. You moisturize your skin with intention. You slip into a robe you reserve for pre-event preparation, and you set the tone for the version of you who walks into that space. Now, ladies, please don't skip working on these 2 mindset shifts. Both are ensuring that you walk into every room like you've elevated and that you have released the "I don't belong here" energy. Working on these shifts build confidence, and confidence creates instant magnetic pull. Now, number 3, you must detach from perfectionism. Perfectionism is a form of self-sabotage disguised as preparation. Let me say that again, ladies. Perfectionism is a form of self-sabotage disguised as preparation. You don't need the perfect pitch, the perfect backstory, the perfect timing, or the perfect introduction. People don't remember perfection. They remember presence, warmth, authenticity, and refinement. Clean, confident energy beats a perfect delivery every single time. And here are some examples of what I mean. Example 1, the imperfect but magnetic introduction. You introduce yourself and you stumble over a word. Instead of panicking, you smile, maybe gently touch your hair or necklace, and you just continue the conversation with ease. People admire your grace under pressure, and that is what is remembered. Another example, we'll call it the elevated homemaker. You're not a business owner or work outside the home. Instead, you have committed and dedicated yourself to being a homemaker. But you make that elevated. When someone asks about you and what you do, instead of shrinking, you say something like, "I'm building a soft, intentional life for myself and my family. I love creating a home that feels elevated." And you say without being defensive or ashamed. You don't need a job title to be impressive. Your lifestyle speaks for itself. And when you state it as such, that stands out more than any title. Last example before we move on to section 3. You are at a book club event. You share your perspective. You are thoughtful. You are honest. You are insightful. And even though you did not have a perfectly polished, rehearsed speech, the room notices your insight, and that makes more of an impression than if your grammar was perfect and your conversation robotically polished. And now we're moving on to section 3. Section 3 covers the prep. How to prepare before entering these elevated spaces. To make you feel more prepared, I want you to do a few things. You will curate your signature look, master your introductions, know your talking points, and curate a whole pre-networking ritual, which I just touched in section 2. With curating your signature look, as we know, as luxurious women, our signature look is all about how we have curated ourselves. Here's a simple checklist. Groom nails, makeup on point. Take a makeup class if you need to. A well-fitted outfit that complements your silhouette. A fragrance that lingers, and a signature lip combo, eyeshadow, nail color, a signature something that completes your aura. And y'all know I love to give you examples to envision yourselves in these scenarios. So here are a few. We'll start with the elevated professional. You're attending a corporate networking breakfast. You arrive in a tailored suit. It has beautiful gold buttons or attention to details, and you have heels on that make you feel like that woman. Your hair is just how you like it. Your scent is soft but captivating, and you got the details so down that even your pen matches your notebook. You look like someone who reads contracts for fun and signs all types of deals before noon. Or another example, this is for my moms, my homemakers, my women who maybe work from home. You're headed to a PTA mixer where high-level parents often mingle. You show up in this bomb belted midi dress, your everyday jewelry, and a timeless trench coat in a color that complements your skin complexion. You smell like warm vanilla and clean laundry. You just have that clean, warm smell. Your energy says, I take pride in myself, my home, and my presence. The other parents respect you immediately because you look like you respect yourself. Here's another one. You're attending a boutique launch event. You wear this really pretty silk slip dress alone or under an oversized blazer, or you have on a cute feather top, some fitted pants that hugs your curves, and unique statement heels. Your lipstick is a signature shade, which is now a color that everyone associates with your energy. Your presence is giving editorial yet effortless. You don't have to speak first. Your look introduces you. Everyone notices you. Okay, and one more example. You're just attending a casual community wine night, but you still present as a woman who cares about the details. Clean jeans, a statement top, glowy skin, and perfume to match your mood. You look like a woman who treats every outing as an opportunity for elevation. Now, the next part of preparation under this section is mastering your introduction. I don't want you rambling. As a luxurious woman, I want you introducing yourself as someone whose time is valued. Your introduction should be clear, concise, memorable, and confident. Think of it as the verbal version of your signature scent, something people recall long after the conversation ends. Here's a quick template. Hi, I'm blank. I help women create elevated, luxurious brands through lifestyle mastery and mindset transformation. You see, simple. So if you're a working woman, you might say something like, hi, I'm Aaliyah. I manage operations at a tech firm, and I'm passionate about helping women work life with more ease and confidence. See, she sounds grounded, elevated, clear. You're a homemaker with intention. You say something like, hi, I'm Simone. I specialize in creating a beautiful, nurturing home environment, and I love connecting with women who value intentional living. No shrinking, no, I'm just a mom. Her life is luxurious because she decided it is, and she conveys it as such. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Hi, I'm Monique. I run a boutique consultancy where I help women elevate their business from the inside out. Or let's say you're a creative, interior design, or some type of creative. Hi, I'm Lynn. I design elevated, beautiful spaces for modern women. All in all, you don't need a title to be impressive. Your clarity is impressive. And I just want you to focus on having a one-liner that makes you feel comfortable when conversations spark up. Now that moves us on to the next point of being prepared, which is knowing your talking points. Coming into a room unprepared is the quickest way to shrink. As luxurious, elevated women, we don't scramble for conversation. We always arrive prepared. Have 3 talking points ready. Something inspiring, something you're working on, and something you're excited about. Something inspiring could be a story, a quote, a moment of growth, a recent realization, something you're working on. And that's great because this shows direction, ambition, and elevation. You have something going for yourself, even if the focus is you working on you. And you could go into a hobby, a new recipe, a new idea. Now, talking about something you're excited about is great because this shows personality and it creates connection. Some examples. You say something like, at the moment, I'm really focused on simplifying my life. I've been decluttering my home and working on a new morning routine, and it's really changed everything. This makes you sound relatable and it creates a great connection point. Another example. I'm currently planning a trip to Italy for my birthday, somewhere peaceful where I can reconnect with myself. And even if it's just a vision board plan, you haven't bought tickets, you may not know if you have the money for it. Nobody needs to know that. Just saying the idea out loud elevates the energy. Another example, you could say something like, I'm learning how to cook more elevated meals. Simple but beautiful dishes to just make the weeknights feel more special. See how you can word things in a way that just makes you more memorable? Another example, this is a career woman. You say something like, I'm working on negotiating a new role at work, just refining my leadership skills and preparing for the next level. Women respect women who are leveling up. Another example, I've been working on ways to explore my feminine side more through fashion, scent, and even the music I listen to when I start my day. Something like this with the right person opens the door for more connection. She may be doing the same thing or have been wanting to, and then you share ideas. Now, part 4 under this section about preparation is again creating that pre-networking ritual for yourself. As elevated, luxurious women, we do not rush into spaces. We prepare our energy the same way we prepare ourselves. Rituals you can do. Light a candle. We love lighting candles over here. Play soft jazz, neo soul, R&B, or play music that really just hypes you up and gets your energy high. Stretch your body, hydrate, put your phone on do not disturb. Visualize yourself connecting with people with ease. Here are some examples of mini rituals before events. You light your favorite candle that you designated for times like this, times you are getting ready to go to certain networking or just elevated spaces. Then the scent becomes a part of your pre-event aura. While the candles burn, you stand in the mirror, you affirm over yourself. You say things like, I attract meaningful connections with ease. Another example, you have a soundtrack for yourself. You play your soft jazz, your neo soul, your hype music, or you have a curated playlist that you've made for these things. You can even label it something like elevated networking entrance energy. While you play it and while getting dressed, you're moving intentionally, you're moving slowly, you're moving like a woman preparing for a moment that matters. Another example, you do some stretching and relaxation movements before you get ready. You drink chilled water or infused fruit water from a pretty glass. You take deep breaths and you do a few stretching movements to just release any tension. So long as you don't create tension after you do this and you get to the event, it's really helpful. It helps you enter the room relaxed, and relaxed women are more magnetic. You can also do a visualization ritual. You stand tall in the mirror. You look at yourself, make eye contact with yourself. You imagine yourself walking into the event, making eye contact, having conversations with ease, smiling, and just attracting aligned conversations. By the time you've actually arrived to the event, it feels like deja vu because you've already lived in the moment and created the moments before you got there. You can also do a mini phone detox. Your phone goes on do not disturb, so nothing pulls you out of your elevated energy, and you arrive grounded, present, and aware ahead of time. And that's it for section 3, where we're talking about being prepared before you enter into elevated circles. I hope this was helpful so far. We will go to sections 4 through 10 in later videos. Right now, I want you to stop and digest. I am pausing the video here to include action steps for you to screenshot so that you can work on what we talked about later, as well as a worksheet, a fill in the blank worksheet I've created for you to screenshot as well. So take a minute, screenshot, and work on these in your free time so that we move from just watching a video or just hearing an idea to actual execution. Leave me any questions in the comments. Let me know if you have anything you want me to expound on. Start working on sections 1 through 3. And until next time, stay luxurious.